Should Met fans start to be concerned about Juan Soto? I'm thinking so, just a little bit. But we'll get back to that. Welcome to the Mets lair. Let's talk some New York Mets baseball. Now let's just cut to the chase. Last night was a horrible game for the New York Mets. They looked absolutely horrible. They do not look like the number one or number two team in Major League Baseball right now. They've had a couple of bad games over the last week or so or whatnot, and it's time that they start to turn things around. Otherwise, Met fans are going to start to panic about more than just Juan Soto. So let's get to it. Series is now tied 1-1 with the Dbacks. The Mets lost 5-1 last night. Horrible game last night. No offense whatsoever. David Peterson went 6 innings. He had 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 walks with 6 Ks. That's one good piece of his puzzle, I guess you could say. And he gave up 1 home run. Through the first 3 innings, he looked amazing. I thought that's how the game was going to go. I was like, okay, David Peterson is locked in. This is going to be a great game. They're going to take this series, and we're good to go. After that, I mean, it was just a melee for the D-backs. They just lined him up, and they had him figured out. They got his number, and they just started peppering him, and they were able to put up 4 on him, and the game just really shifted. He went a career high, well, not a career high, excuse me, season high, 104 pitches last night, and was able to get through a full 6 innings or whatnot, which is okay. I'm glad that he went 6 innings, but he just fell apart and did not get the job done, if you ask me. The 6 Ks are great. I mean, that's a great stat or whatnot, but the 4 walks and the 4 earned runs are not very good, not very promising at all. He now sports a 3.52 ERA, and we'll have to see how he does the next time he comes out. But let's move on. There were multiple errors last night. It wasn't scored an error, but if you ask me, I think that the ball between the legs with Vientos was definitely an error. They didn't score at that, but I think it was definitely an error. I think he should have gotten to that ball, and I mean that's like a little league thing. Not to say that none of us have ever done it. We've all done it in our lives or whatnot. If you're a ball player, but at that high of a level, it's interesting to see that happen. Taylor had an error last night that led to a run being scored. It was just a rough night on both sides of the ball. Offensively, absolutely nothing was happening. Defensively, it was tough, and it was just a really, really off night. Mets had 1 run off of 4 hits, and 2 of those hits came from Alvarez. The other 2 were, I think, Vientos had a hit, and Marte had a hit. Lindor went 0 for 3. Soto went 0 for 2 again. Soto's going to have to wake it up. We'll get to him in just a second. Alonso was 0 for 3. He struck out 3 times. But even with Alonso having an off night, his average is still 341, and he's got 1122 OPS. He's also leading the National League in average on-base percentage, slugging, hits, doubles. I mean, there's several other categories that he's leading the league in. And, I mean, if you ask me, he's really trying hard for that payday coming up here soon. And I think he's going to get it if he can maintain what he's doing right now. Alonso is looking like the $700 million guy right now, not Soto. And we will get to that. I know I keep saying that, but we will. Wasn't a good game for him. Soto he did break a little record last night, if you want to call it that. He has 798 career walks, and that is the most by a hitter before they turn 27. Now, let's get to Soto. Should Mets fans start to panic about Soto? I think so. I think it's time. Well, maybe not panic. Let's not say panic. Maybe we should start questioning what's going on with Soto and whether or not it was a good idea to give him as much money as he was given to get him over there and just for him to walk all the time. Now, listen, walks aren't bad. Does that up your on-base percentage? Yes, it does. It does help the team. It's good to get on base. Getting on base is a plus. We'll give him that. But we need him to do more than just get on base. This guy is having a lot of games where he's going 0 for 2, 0 for 3, 0 for 4. He's striking out. He's hitting, ground balls right to second base, first base. He seems to pull a lot. And he just doesn't seem to be producing as much as you would expect from a guy who had such high expectations. Now, he does show little flashes of greatness or whatnot. He'll crack a couple of home runs in a game or crack a much-needed home run here or there, get a much-needed hit defensively. He'll make some really nice plays. He's had a few blunders here and there, but it's like he's just teetering on being that player that we really need him to be, and then just falls right back down. If he goes up one step, he'll fall back down 2 steps. He goes up 1 step, he fall back down 3 steps. And he's really got to get his consistency together. I think that before too long, Mets fans are going to start to get annoyed with this, and they're going to start to have a problem with his play, and he's not going to get the reception that he has been getting. Now, I'll give Mets fans a lot of credit. They have been being very patient with him. They've been supporting him. When he comes out on the field, they're clapping, they're treating him really good. They're not booing him. They're not giving him a hard time just yet. But that's only going to last for so long before Mets fans start to see through what's happening and they start to get tired of what's going on. And especially if the Mets start losing, which they have been over the past week or so, like they dropped the last series or whatnot. And if they drop this series and this pattern continues with his bad play, they're going to start to catch on to that, and things are going to change. The sentiment is going to start to change there around Citi Field and around the Mets organization, period, and they're going to get fed up. I think that the Mets' hot start, their hot start, is what has kind of covered up this whole thing for Soto and kind of allowed him to just kind of coast under the radar or whatnot with his play and with his hitting right now, because the Mets are so hot, and it's kind of overshadowing the fact that he really isn't living up to that $700 million contract just yet this season. Could it happen? Yes, it could happen, but he just has not been living up to it right now. And so we don't know how, what's going to happen or what's going to change or whatnot. But hopefully it changes soon. Injuries, they are really getting to the team. They're really getting to the squad. We got Minter, he's out. We got Winker, he's out. Young is going to be needing Tommy John surgery or whatnot. And just last night, Brandon Nimmo, it looked like he hyperextended his, I think it was his left knee out there in left field when he was going after a ball that was hitting to the corner or whatnot. He tried to turn around and get to the ball, and he just kind of stumbled the wrong way. And I don't think he's going to be in the game today. I think he's going to have some soreness because that seemed to bother him pretty good. But we'll see what happens. According to the doctors, he's okay. There's no serious injury or anything in his leg or in his knee or whatnot. So he's fine. But I think he's going to have some soreness, and we'll see him out today. There's going to be a rubber match today. They're back in Arizona at 3:40 p.m. Senga is going to get the start. It looks like he's 3-2. He's got a 1.38 ERA with 31 Ks. I think Senga really needs to start making some adjustments or whatnot. I think that batters are catching on to his ghost fork, and they're just sitting on it. They're spitting on it. They're not really chasing it like they were. He's still a phenomenal pitcher, 1.38 ERA. And every time he's on the mound, I feel comfortable with him being up there. It's almost like I'm just like, all right, we're going to be fine today. Senga's getting a start. He'll at least get us a good start and get us into at least the 4th, 5th inning, 6th inning here or there. I think he's went 6 once, maybe twice. No, I think he's only went to the 6th inning one time. But if we can get 6 out of him today, that'll be really good. If he can shut down the D-backs and hand it over to the pen with, minimal runs, minimal problems or issues or whatnot, we should be able to take this series. Hopefully that happens. Today was an off day. Soto needs to wake it up. Alonso is still being Alonso. He's great, but we'll see what happens. Let's go Mets.